Hi, Scrappy friends. It's Kim back from Making Creative Memories in Time. Today, I am going to be creating the Be Happy card trio. I'm pulling in the brand new silver shimmer pen, and I also have an all-purpose mat to help me as I work through adding shimmer. What you see now is me separating all the pieces for each of the three cards. I love that these cards and all of the pieces come labeled so that you know exactly which card they go to. And I'm looking at these bees. Do you not love these bees? And again, it says on the back of each piece where it goes. I'm going to just look at them and flip them over. I want to take a moment to talk about the quality and the thickness of each of these elements for the card kit. This lattice piece I absolutely love, and I'm thinking about ways I'm going to incorporate that shimmer pen using that lattice. Also want to take just a moment to thank you for tuning into my channel. If you are liking the content you see on my channel, remember to like and comment. If you are not a subscriber, I would love if you would take a moment to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you know when new content is on the way. And here I am just looking at the card bases and how thick the card bases are. So in the card kit for $5.50, you get all of these elements, all three card bases, and all three envelopes, along with a little instruction sheet. And so all three cards will open vertically. So here I am attaching the base to the first card. This, even though this is an extremely feminine kit, this first base could also be very masculine. And I want to point out, you're going to see me go off script here and make a few changes to each of these cards. You can absolutely use things from your stash if you don't like the embellishments that's included in this kit, or you love the colors, you love everything about the kit, but you don't want them to be Mother's Day cards. You can totally change up using items from your stash, stamps, die cuts, or thin cuts, anything from your stash. And so here I am aligning up those little, they're almost diagonal pieces, but not necessarily diagonal pieces. These are like a lilac and violet color, and I am just going to attach those down. And what happens is there's not really a guide for this. So what you want to do is just make sure that those diagonal cuts are flush on each end, side to side. And that's what you see me doing here, making sure that they are flush. And then I'm going to do that on the other two strips as well. And this ends up, when the card is finished, there's about 1/8 of an inch between each of these three strips. And I want to say that this lilac color looks absolutely beautiful with this darker gray. And I really like the pop of color that it gives. The plaid by itself felt a little masculine, but then when you start adding in this lilac tone, it really takes it to a feminine place. Again, you could totally change this card up using anything in your stash. And this one, you're going to see me fuss with just a minute. Here I'm talking about how you could even cut those. Wouldn't have to make them diagonal. You could even cut them and have banners running across the top and let that be a horizontal card. So there is just so much creativity and flexibility with this card collection. Love this frame, and there's not really an up or down or a right way because there's curvature on both sides. It's symmetrical, but lopsided symmetrical, if that makes sense. So here I'm going to pull out my Bearly Arts liquid glue. I'm going to attach that frame using my liquid glue. Love Bearly Arts. I'll leave a description for Bearly Arts down below. I usually get that from Amazon. I'll also link this card kit below if you would like this. I get that attached, and then I am looking at the little sentiment. Thank you for being a blessing in my life. And then here is where you're going to see me pull in my all-purpose mat, and I am going to shake that silver shimmer pen. And this silver shimmer pen is a dark, like it's like a grayish silver, and I want to just add some spatters here and there on the card just to dress it up a little. This card kit is beautiful as is, but I always like to put a little finishing touch of my own on each card kit that I do. And so I'm talking here about, if you don't have a shimmer pen, different ways you can add spatter. And so I'm pulling in the packaging, and I am going to bring in an ink pad. This is like a black. Of course, you could use any color. And I'm showing you, if you don't have the all-purpose mat, you can use the packaging that your card comes in, and you could put your ink on there, mist in a little water, pick up a fan brush, and tap that on. That would also help you achieve a spatter look. It wouldn't have the shimmer, but you could still get like spatters. So here I'm going back to the sentiment. I'm opening up the bonus. Every card kit comes with a bonus section, and the card, there is a bonus card that would work instead of "Thank you for being a blessing in my life," and it says "Love you." I choose to use this one. I'm going to add a little spatter on this as well, the little shimmer spatter. I'm not overdoing it, but I am adding just enough to give a really elegant touch and just a little something something to this card. I thought about adhering that with 3D foam tape, but I think otherwise about it, and I just actually adhere that with tape runner. And then I am going to pull in, there is a flower element here. I'm wanting you I want to see if the camera is picking up the shimmer, and I don't think the camera picks it up as beautiful as it is up close in person. And so here we are attaching our flower and our heart, and I want to add just a little shimmer to that heart as well. It's like a sangria, really deep mulberry, almost wine color. I'm going to pull in some thin 3D foam tape, and I'm going to attach the flower with the thin 3D foam tape. That's hard to say all at once. Making sure that each of the pieces of the back of that flower have some foam so that it will not get crushed up in an envelope. And because the stem is so thin, I'm just cutting a length of that and then splitting that in half so that the stem does not get crushed up as well. I'm going to attach that down now, and then I will put some foam tape on the back of the heart. And you will see me fuss a little with that heart. First, I think I want to leave the middle open, because at first I thought I wanted the heart to go straight across the center of the stem of the flower. And then when I start placing it down, you're going to see me change my mind. And I want the heart to offset just a little. So then I need to put the foam in the center and leave the left edge of the heart without foam. And I'll get that attached. And as far as the items that came in the kit, card 1 is finished. I'm going to go to my stash and pull out some bitty sparkles. And I'm just going to add 3 bitty sparkles in a little triangle just for an awesome finishing touch to this card. And I'm hoping the camera is picking up that shimmer. It looks really good with that mink gray color on there. Beautiful. I really like how card 1 turned out. Now card 2 is a beautiful, it's like a postcard, like newsprint postcard base. It's gorgeous. It's very pale. And then there's this beautiful like toffee piece. These pieces again are so thick. And then this is already die cut like a postage stamp. I'm loving that about this card kit. Love it. And so this one is that beautiful toffee brown, so I'm not going to use any shimmer. There's that beautiful two-tone gray. These are just all the little banner pieces that come. I'm showing you all the pieces that come for this card number 2. So we're going to get started on the base with some more shimmer. And I'm looking at the directions to know where I want the spatter to be. I don't want to put it all over the base and waste the ink. I just want to put it in areas where you can actually see it, and it's going to make some interest happen on the card. So I'm going in the upper right corner and the bottom left. I'm showing that there's a gold pin as well, and those come with a little black ring to keep them. You'll have to take that black ring out whenever you get the shimmer brush and actually put it together. And now I'm just going to adhere that base down. And this shimmer pen dries very quickly. And I'm talking here about you can feel a little bit of texture from that shimmer brush. I love it. So now we're going to add just a little spatter to that gray stripe piece, the two-tone gray stripe piece. And I'm doing that in the same way, upper right, lower left, because that's where it's going to be visible. We're going to get that attached. And that is going about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not actually measuring that. I'm just eyeballing. And it is about 1/4 of an inch. And then we are going to attach our toffee piece down. Now, when I start working with this toffee piece, I am going to choose to have it offset more to the right, because my mom piece is going to offset more to the left. And so we want to make sure that our offset's working. Again, following what we've done on this entire card, I'm adding more shimmer, upper right, lower left. And we're just going to dry fit that in there. Make sure we're happy with that. Look at that shimmer. Like, I am loving. Hit the like button if you're loving that shimmer. I love it. And then we're going to attach our mom card down. These cards are so pretty. And now we are attaching that 1/4 inch piece, and you'll see me pull my tweezers in here, and this is going to go the entire length of the card, and it lines up exactly at the edge of that toffee like postage stamp piece. And now we're going to look at these banners, and here is where I'm going to make a little change. That piece is gorgeous. It's like mocha with like this gray floral motif in it. So this is how the directions say to use that. I'm thinking about either cutting it and making banners at the top, which would be very lovely. But then I end up deciding to cut each of those and just have like a smaller section of the banner and have it go all the way to the edge of the card. So I cut the mocha piece first, and then I am going to line up the gray piece. I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to start to attach. Now on the mocha piece, I know that I am going to need some foam tape because I'm adding over existing layers. So the very left end of that mocha banner gets foam tape, and the rest of the banner gets adhesive. And I'll do the same thing with the gray. And when you saw me use the leftover banner and I was up at the upper right corner, I'm just showing that on the inside of the card, you can use those banners in the upper right corner on the inside of the card. And then just pull from your stamp stash and put sentiments on the inside and decorate your envelopes just from your stamp stash. And so we are going to get those two banners attached. And I'm just going to fuss a little to make sure that those banners are straight. I love that little change to this card kit. With the addition of the shimmer pen, the bitty sparkles, and that little change right there, like, I am loving this card. This card turned out so pretty. Here I'm going to add my little triangle bitty sparkles. And this card, I'm showing that you can also just push them off with your finger, the bitty sparkles. And now we're moving on to card 3, the final card in this trio. So there's this lattice piece, and this piece of paper has, it's very visual texture. It looks like it's been braided with some light ink colors. I'm talking about how you could use any kind of ink and a brayer to ink up that lattice. I'm also here showing that you could use mint tape and put that down on your card front and ink that up as a stencil and then not use the lattice. And then you could lay it around the edges any way you wanted. You know, your creativity is your only limit to how you design with these card kits. I'm choosing to use it in a way that it came in the card kit because I love the lattice mixed with that floral piece. And here I am using my Bearly Art. I'm going on the diagonal and then going all the way around the boxes, all the way around the corners, the edges. And I'm going to get that attached. This Be Happy card kit is like one of my favorite card kits of all time. And we're going to get that attached now. And then you're going to see me come back in with the shimmer brush. I'm going to look at the directions and look at about where my floral element is going to go. And then you will see me add the shimmer in the areas that is not, they're going to be the empty space, right? So here you're going to see me look at that. And so we're going to add shimmer again to the upper right and lower left. And I kind of go back and forth here. I want teeny tiny little misty spatters, and then I want big droplets. So you're going to see me move around and do different techniques with the shimmer brush to get those. And then I'm wiping up with my microfiber towel, and I'm just talking about how I love to cut microfiber towels into smaller sections and use them for projects just like this. They're perfect for cleaning up shimmers and inks, and then you just throw them in the wash. Of course they stain, but they're wonderful and they're better for the environment than the waste of paper towels or wet wipes. So I'm going to attach this last card base down to card kit 3. Love that. Look at that shimmer pen. I am in love with it. There is a little hint of a gold fleck in it too, or like a bronzy gold fleck. And I just love that about this card. And now we're ready to start attaching all the pieces down to this last card kit. And this piece is like a sangria. And here we're just in the polka dot. Hello, do we not love the polka dot? There's like a botanical print design in that sangria piece. The polka dot is gorgeous with it. And then we're just going to look at, do we want to place the flower behind? Do we want to place the flower over? And it really doesn't matter because our Happy Mother's Day sentiment is going to be placed right over that. So what I end up doing is, and here I'm looking at the bonus piece to look and see if there's anything I want to use. I decide, no, this is too pretty. I want it to be a Mother's Day card. So now we're ready to attach. I'm not going to be using any more of the shimmer. So we're going to wipe that up and get that out of our way so we don't have a happy little accident that may not be so happy. And then we are going to start attaching our floral piece. Just putting the lid back on my shimmer brush. We're going to attach our floral piece just with tape runner. And use tweezers to help place that down. And then we are going to, there I'm just talking about how I love those colors. We're going to attach the sangria piece. And here I'm talking about another way you could make a change to this is you could cut a small dovetail in each end of that sangria piece. I'm going to choose a place that's going to go right through the middle of that bottom lattice to visually line that up and know I'm straight. And then I'm going to attach the polka dot. And then we will be ready to glue on our Mother's Day. If you can hear a dog barking, I'm so sorry. It's such a lovely day. I came outside to do my voiceover. And I am so sorry if you hear that dog. So there's my Mother's Day sentiment. And now we're going to start working with these bees. They sort of get lost if I put them anywhere on the base of the card, so I'm thinking about where I want to put them so they don't get lost. I'm going to use foam tape to help lift them up, and on the directions it shows the larger bee at the top and the smaller bees at the bottom. For me, I would like the larger element to be at the bottom so it doesn't feel like there's heavy weight at the top. So I start with the larger bee at the bottom, and I put it right on that Mother's Day sentiment that will sort of help ground it, and the bee doesn't seem to get lost in that background. And then I'm going to use foam tape, and we're going to attach one flying in the opposite direction right on that little floral piece. And then we will attach the last one with foam tape, and it will go up near the top of the floral element over on that little stem area, sort of to help it not get so lost. And then we'll be ready to add 3 of the little bitty bling here. And this card will be finished. I am loving, here I'm thinking that's a little crooked. And then I realize I used Bearly Art glue and I can't move it. So we are going to attach our 3 little bitty sparkles. Again, in just a little bit of a visual triangle, and just to actually finish off that cluster around the sentiment. It's lovely. I love it. This card kit is amazing. Again, the entire card kit, all of the pieces you see minus the shimmer brush and the bling, just $5.50. And then use items from your stash to make it yours and really help it sparkle and shine. And here's just a look at the 3 cards that are made using Be Happy card kit. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.